You talked earlier, Jeff, about people being good ambassadors for the company, and I wonder whether you've got any examples of both good and bad.
Well, looking back, I remember two clients of mine for very contrasting reasons. One was a guy called Peter Charles, and I recruited for him for about 10 years. Peter had one of these humongous offices. But the thing that caught my attention when I first met him was a photograph, not the usual photo of wife and kids on the corner of the desk. This was a photo probably 4 feet across, 5 feet down, immediately on the wall behind him. And it was a picture of him. It's a picture of him jumping out of a plane. His body was in a star position. He was wearing a fluorescent orange crash helmet. Billowing behind him was the white silk of the parachute. And Peter was looking up at the cameraman in the plane. And Peter was literally grinning from ear to ear. And that photograph summed up an incredibly engaging, dynamic bloke. And in the 10 years I recruited for him, not a single candidate ever turned down a job offer, because he was the perfect ambassador for the business. You know, everyone wanted to work for him. My biggest client for a number of years, the chap there doing the interviewing was a guy who was about 2 years shy of retirement. He was probably about 8 stone overweight. He sported a magnificent comb over across the top of his head. Whenever I think of him, he used to interview in a baggy green cardigan, and there's no such thing as a power cardie. No. And if you compare and contrast the two images, it reminded me of a comment once made by the social commentator Marshall McLuhan, and that is, the medium is the message. And I think, you know, for the viewers, they need to think, what messages are some of their managers giving out about their business?